Hey everyone, it's George from Blockchain DXB and today's the 10th of February 2025 and unfortunately guys, the price of Bitcoin on the global cryptocurrency market is not looking that great. It isn't that bad as well, but look guys, so far as the United States of America is concerned, there is massive news circulating regarding USAID and looks like DOGE, which is led by Elon Musk, they are uncovering a lot of fraud and wasteful spending and that, to be honest guys, I'm pretty much sure will definitely be impacting the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. So what I'll do guys in today's episode, I'll go ahead and discuss what is it that the DOGE department, that is the Department of Government Efficiency, has found out, and the audit that they're continuously doing guys. They are unveiling quite a lot of scary things, and things such as misallocation of funds, controversial research funding, and even political alignment, and this, to be honest guys, is definitely a red flag, isn't it? And because of that guys, looks like the left-leaning media as well as the Democrats, they're having really strong resistance to the oversight. So what I'll do guys, I'll very briefly touch base on this. But because guys, I talk about Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, I want to go ahead and discuss what kind of an impact will USAID and DOGE have so far as the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency is concerned. And I'll very briefly touch base on points regarding market volatility. And could it be possible because of the USAID wasteful spending, will the United States of America be heading towards a distributed or decentralized form of working? And if that thing happens guys, I'm pretty much sure the countries will be adopting something similar. And I'll also go ahead and touch base on could this actually lead to deregulations. Now if you're really active on LinkedIn guys, I am seeing quite a lot of posts where people like Elon Musk have also said, could it be possible that the spending by the Treasury Department could actually be done on blockchain technology? And since the last 24 hours guys, even the CEO of Coinbase, that is Brian Armstrong, he's also suggesting that maybe blockchain technology could be the answer to this. So I'll very briefly touch base on this. And I'll also go ahead and touch base on because of the wasteful and fraudulent spending by USAID, what is the short-term impact on Bitcoin and could it actually lead to fear and uncertainty? Now look guys, whatever is happening is definitely not looking good for the Democrats. So it's going to be really interesting to see what the outcome to this is. Now so far as the price of Bitcoin is concerned guys, it is slightly below the $100,000 mark, and on the 12th of this month the CPI numbers will be out and we will find out what is the inflation. But look guys, it is really important to understand that so far as the inflation number is concerned, it will be taking information till the month of January, and that was the time Biden was still in charge. So these are things you need to be aware about. Now in the world of politics guys, particularly United States of America, there's a lot of narrative regarding Bitcoin reserve. So what I'll do guys in today's episode, I'll go ahead and discuss the possibility of a Bitcoin reserve in 2025, and I'll go ahead and touch base on some facts, and I'll compare it with some wishful thinking, and let me know guys what is your honest opinion on this. Now the next news guys is a really interesting one, and I would also say it is a positive one, and this is to do with the developers of Tornado Cash, which was essentially a mixer. And in 2022 guys, the Biden administration did actually go ahead and sanction a protocol. And because of that, the developer, that is Alexei Pertsov, he did actually face prison time outside of United States of America. But the good news is that he has actually been set free. So this is definitely a positive news, particularly if you're a fan of privacy. And guys, there's a lot of action going on since the last 72 hours in the world of NFTs. And if you know Sony guys, they are working on their own blockchain platform called Sonium. And they have gone ahead and decided to go ahead and launch the first music NFT collection. So I'll very briefly touch base on this. Now really I'm curious to check guys, if other musicians go and launch an NFT. Now look guys, when you talk about NFTs and meme coins, it is just about being in the right place at the right time. And if the narrative is building up, I'm pretty much sure you can make a couple of hundreds and thousands of dollars or even millions of dollars. So I'll definitely go and touch base on this news. Now the next news guys is also an interesting one, and this is connected to augmented intelligence and Christie's guys. They are launching an AI art, and they will be running an AI exclusive auction that takes place between the 20th to the 5th of March. And look guys, it was only because of Christie's that the whole Beeple artwork got sold for $69 million. So Christie's definitely have a very active role to play in the world of NFTs. And now looks like they are digging into artificial intelligence and art. So definitely interesting news. So quite a lot to cover guys in today's episode. And like we do in every Crypto and Coffee 88 series, we will be looking at two news from Dubai, UAE and the Middle East. Now the first news guys is all the way from the Emirate of Ras Al Khaimah, and Ras Al Khaimah DAO, that is Digital Asset Oasis. They have launched a $2 million Build Oasis, which is an accelerator program to advance Web3 innovation. So in today's episode, I'll definitely go and touch base on this news. And look, guys, if you're someone who's a building on the so-called Web3 space, I do think you should definitely go ahead and apply for it. And the website is ragdow.com/accelerator. So I'll go ahead and give out more information regarding this. Now, the second news, guys, is all the way from the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. And the Saudi Data for Artificial Intelligence Authority, guys, they are introducing AI concepts to 40 teams in Apple Developer Academy Challenge. So definitely interesting news. So quite a lot of cover, guys, in today's episode. Let's kickstart with it right away. Thank you to our sponsors for being part of the blockchain DXB journey. Firstly, Advanced Media. Advanced Media, guys, is the largest distributor of professional video, photo, broadcast and cinematic equipment and accessories in the Middle East and MENA region. With over 2 decades of experience, Advanced Media is now the largest distributor in the Middle East, representing more than 100 recognizable brands, including brands such as Zeiss, DJI, Hasselblad, Red and Rode. As a matter of fact, guys, the very mic that I'm recording is being sponsored by Advanced Media as well. And Advanced Media has showrooms in Saudi Arabia and services as well. Looks like they're definitely taking the Middle East by storm. And here's the beautiful thing, guys. They're taking corporate social responsibility very seriously. And they're focusing on 3 P's. That is people, planet, and prosperity. Now listen, guys, if you do want to find out more information regarding the Statement of Corporate Social Responsibility, check out the website, that is www.amt.tv. And here's the beautiful thing, guys. They also want to be a leader and set an example and reputation as a pioneer and member of the community. And in doing so, guys, they also have an AMT scholarship with SAE Institute in Dubai, UAE. So definitely check it out. And also, guys, Advanced Media is committed to persistently developing, organizing, and hosting training workshops, seminars, and community events that educate, inform, and familiarize consumers with new equipment and the latest technological advances. So listen, guys, do one thing. If you do want to support this channel, go to the website, that is www.amt.tv, and follow the social media channels as well. All of the details are in the show notes below. Next, Startup OI is global one-tech platform for tech. It offers global high-paying tech jobs with flexibility in working time and location, global free tech events, and tech networks to connect with global like-minded engineers. A brilliant platform to listen to the tech experts in Metaverse and to grab their insights. Now listen, all you have to do is download the app Startup OI. If you're using an Android version, go to Google Store and App Store for iOS devices. Alternatively, you can also click on the show notes below to download Startup OI. Next, guys, listen, if you're into fitness, if you're into adventure, if you want to do something wild but still want to keep your health in check, there is a new podcast in town, a podcast focusing on obstacle course race in the Middle East. The podcast is called the Race Pace Podcast. So check out the Race Pace Podcast across all leading platforms. And the Race Pace Podcast is a peer-to-peer community-driven podcast where they talk all about obstacle course race in the Middle East, from Sandstorm to Spartan Race, from Tough Mudder to Desert Warrior Challenge, and also the Government Gov Games, and quite a lot more. The podcast has interviews with athletes locally and internationally to get inside scoop on how athletes prepare for obstacle course race. In the podcast, they also talk about interesting stories on why they are motivated to do obstacle course race. And that's not all. They also plan to release 7 NFTs. And these NFTs are no ordinary. These NFTs will represent every emirate in the UAE. And listen, guys, these NFTs are going to be absolutely massive. So do one thing. Go to Spotify, go to iTunes, go to any leading podcasting platform. Check out the Race Pace Podcast across all leading platforms. And finally, guys, not your keys, not your crypto. If you have dabbled with cryptocurrencies and now are seriously getting to protect your cryptocurrencies, there is no better way to protect it by using a hardware wallet. And this is where Ledger Wallet kicks in. And Ledger Wallets are hardware cryptocurrency wallets made by Ledger, a company headquartered in Paris, France. And Ledger's hardware wallets are multi-currency wallets that are used to store private keys for cryptocurrencies offline. And Ledger offers 2 hardware wallets, the Ledger Nano and Ledger Nano X wallets. They are world-class experts with extensive crypto security backgrounds. They continuously look for vulnerabilities in Ledger products in a constant effort to improve the level of security. Now, in today's world, securing these digital assets is a critical challenge, and this is where Ledger kicks in. So click the link below to buy your hardware wallet and support this podcast. It is a brilliant way to support this podcast. So what are you waiting for? The link is in the show notes below. Now guys, since you've taken care of that, let's kickstart by looking at the global cryptocurrency market. Now if you look at the global cryptocurrency market guys, since the last 72 hours it has definitely taken a massive hit. But if you look at the price of Bitcoin guys, it is kind of consistent since the last 72 hours. Now at a macro level guys, the global cryptocurrency market is at $3.17 trillion, and since the last 24 hours, the 24-hour volume is down by 21.69%, and if you look at the total cryptocurrency market volume since the last 24 hours, it is at $77.22 billion. Now you need to understand guys that I'm looking at these numbers in the early hours of Dubai, and technically it is still Sunday in most of the Western countries, and one matrix which I'm not content with, that is the volume of stable coins, and because the prices haven't pumped up guys, and with the inflation numbers to be released in the next few days, I'm really curious to check which direction the prices of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies would be heading towards. So what I'd really recommend you to do is guys, keep a track on what is going on so far as the volume of stable coins is concerned. And let's see guys, if the news regarding USAID escalates, what kind of an impact will it have on the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. Now unfortunately guys, no matter what happens at the geopolitical level, ETF in the Bitcoin or cryptocurrency space, the volume in decentralized finance is ridiculously bad, and since the last 24 hours the volume is only at $6.67 billion, and DeFi guys as of today is accounting for only 8.63% of the total crypto market 24-hour volume, and if you look at the total value locked guys, it is at $105.52 billion, and if you look at the decentralized to centralized exchange dominance guys, it is at 41.58%, but as I keep saying often guys, I wouldn't be surprised if 80 or 90% of them is because of centralized exchanges, but nonetheless guys, the numbers are definitely looking good. Now let me quickly run to the top 5 decentralized exchanges so far as the volume is concerned, and I'm noticing a trend guys. Over the weekend the volume of Uniswap takes a massive hit, and the volume of PancakeSwap or Radium tends to pick up pace. This again guys is definitely a strange anomaly. Now since the last 24 hours guys, PancakeSwap today is at number 1 and its 24-hour volume is $2.95 billion. Radium is at number 2 and its 24-hour volume is $2.14 billion. Uniswap guys is at number 3 and its 24-hour volume is $1.73 billion. Aerodrome is at number 4 and its 24-hour volume is $720.19 million. Meteor gas is at number 5 and its 24-hour volume is $520.56 million. Now as I mentioned earlier guys, the volume of stable coins isn't that great, and it is only at $70.44 billion. And check this out guys, the total cryptocurrency market accounts for $77.22 billion, and out of that stable coins accounts for $70.44 billion. And according to me guys, I've often said this, when you talk about stable coins, they definitely do not follow the ethos of open blockchain. In an idealistic world guys, I would really like to see the volume of decentralized finance accounting for a majority of the chunk. When will that thing happen? I really am not sure. Now regarding the volume of stable coins, it is at $70.44 billion, and it is accounting for 91.22% of the total crypto market 24-hour volume. And out of the $70.44 billion guys, Tether USDT is accounting for $60.42 billion, followed by Circle USDC at $4.84 billion, and FTUSD is at number 3, and its 24-hour volume is $3.33 billion. Now let's quickly run through the market cap, 24-hour trading volume and dominance between Bitcoin and Ethereum, cause Bitcoin's market cap guys has gone well below the $2 trillion mark. It is at $1.91 trillion, and who's to say guys, let's say if the CPI numbers have increased, I wouldn't be surprised if the market cap of Bitcoin would actually go below the $1.75 trillion mark as well. So let's see guys what the inflation numbers are, and regarding the inflation numbers, the only website we need to be looking at is the Bureau of Labor Statistics website, and the website is www.bls.gov. Now Ethereum's market cap has definitely taken a massive hit. Just few weeks ago guys, Ethereum's market cap was well above the $400 billion mark, isn't it? But today it is down to $320 billion. Now if you look at the 24-hour trading volume guys, the numbers are definitely not great. So in a way I'm kind of content, because look guys, the volume of stable coins is low, and if you look at the price of Bitcoin in particular, it has not taken a massive hit as such. It is definitely below the $100,000 mark. So look guys, so far as the numbers are concerned, I really am curious to check, as in when we get some information regarding the inflation numbers, coupled with any macro level news regarding USAID, what kind of an impact will have on the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. And this week, guys, according to me, is definitely going to be a crucial week. And I'm pretty much sure, guys, the 24-hour volume might actually double or maybe even triple when these announcements are made. Now, so far as the 24-hour volume of Bitcoin is concerned, it is only at $23.23 billion, whereas Ethereum is only at $14.36 billion. Now, if you look at the dominance of Bitcoin, guys, it is at 60.43%, whereas the dominance of Ethereum is down to 10.10%, which just means, guys, a lot of activity is actually taking place in Solana blockchain, isn't it? But unfortunately, guys, if you look at the price of Solana or Sol, it has gone down below the $200 mark, and I'm looking at it right now via CoinMarketCap. It is exactly at $199.59. So next week, guys, I'm really curious to check what kind of an impact does it have on the price of Solana. Now, every day, guys, in the Blockchain DXB podcast, I tend to look at one new matrix, isn't it? And today, guys, what I want to do is, I want to look at a matrix that I've never looked before. And this is the top 5 rehypothecated crypto. And this includes wrapped, staked, as well as restaked by market capitalization. And when you talk about wrapped crypto assets, guys, these are essentially tokens that are backed one-to-one by an underlying asset. And their aim, guys, is to enable interoperability between different blockchains. So in case of Bitcoin, we have wrapped Bitcoin, which is issued by Bitco. And as a matter of fact, guys, wrapped Bitcoin was one of the first to be issued on the ERC20 token. And they were backed one-to-one with Bitcoin. And regarding staking is concerned, guys, I'm pretty much sure at this point of time you know that it is an act of locking crypto assets, and this is actually locked for a period of time, and they do that to support the operation of a blockchain in exchange with the goal of earning more crypto assets, and Lido offers staking solutions. Now I'll also be looking at restaking, guys, and the rehypothecated crypto by market capitalization, guys, it is also looking at restaking, and essentially as the word indicates restaking, it allows stake assets to be reissued for additional rewards, enhance liquidity, and there are protocols like Egg and Layer that are offering restaking. So let's go ahead and look at the top 5 rehypothecated crypto, guys. And so far as the market cap is concerned, Lido stake Ethereum is at number 1, and its market cap is $24.99 billion. The wrapped token of Tron, guys, is at number 2 so far as market cap is concerned, and its market cap is at $20.69 billion. Wrapped Bitcoin is at number 3, and its market cap is at $12.45 billion. Now, at number 4, guys, is Lido's wrapped stake Ethereum, and the ticker symbol for that is WST, ETH, and its market cap is at $11.16 billion. And at number 5, guys, is wrapped Ethereum, and its market cap is at $8.96 billion. Now, look, guys, these are some really unique cases of decentralized finance, isn't it? And I'm pretty much sure Satoshi Nakamoto might have even not thought about these use cases. Now, guys, let's go ahead and look at the king of all kings, that is Bitcoin. And unfortunately, guys, the price of Bitcoin is still below the $100,000 mark. It is at $96,446. But since the last 24 hours, it is up by 0.52%. And since the last 7 days, it is down by 2.21%. Ethereum, guys, is at $2,656. And since the last 24 hours, it is up by 2.21%. And since the last 7 days, it is down by 12.63%. Ripple or XRP is well below the $3 mark. It is at $2.42. And since the last 24 hours, it is up by 1.23%. And since the last 7 days, it is down by 11.87%. Now look, guys, so far as US politics is concerned, with President Donald Trump being sworn in, things are definitely not looking good for the Biden administration. And President Donald Trump, along with Elon Musk and the Department of Government Efficiency, it is kind of like a wrecking ball to USAID. Now look, guys, what I'd really recommend you to do is, please don't go and watch mainstream media, because mainstream media is actually backed by left-leaning administration, and most of them are Democrats, and they are giving a lot of incorrect information. What I'd really recommend you to do is, guys, go to Twitter or X and follow Department of Government Efficiency or DOGE and look at the constant update that they are providing, and they are doing quite a lot of audits, guys. And just yesterday, guys, I did go to listen to Tucker Carlson's interview, and this was with Mike Pence, and they were talking about USAID. And here's the interesting thing, guys. Initially, this particular project was called as USAID, and later on, guys, what the Democrats tried to do is they tried to go and rename it to USAID, because the idea looks like you're trying to give aid to foreign countries, isn't it? Now look, guys, with President Donald Trump and DOGE department, they are finding out a lot of wasteful and fraudulent spending done by USAID. Now in today's episode, guys, I won't get into details of this, because it would actually take me more than 2 hours to go and cover it. But the only thing I can say is that because of the wasteful and fraudulent spending, guys, there is a possibility of $1 trillion of deficit to be reduced. And this is exactly why the Department of Government Efficiency was created, isn't it? And mainstream media, guys, they are definitely not putting out the right picture. Now, regarding DOGE, that is Department of Government Efficiency, guys, it is a government organization established by the executive order under President Donald Trump. And they did that to modernize federal technology and software. And the whole aim of this department, guys, is to maximize government efficiency and productivity. Now, if you go to the official website, guys, the website is doge.gov, but you can't access it from Dubai. Maybe if you're someone living in America, guys, you may want to go to doge.gov, and the DOGE department led by Elon Musk investigation has uncovered instances of alleged fraud and wasteful spending, and this is within the USAID, and this is leading to substantial organizational changes. And these developments, guys, have made notable implications in the cryptocurrency world as well. But before we look at the impact on the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, guys, let me very briefly run through this. And what I'd really recommend you to do is, guys, on Twitter or X ID of Department of Government Efficiency, Elon Musk along with Vivek Ramaswamy and 2 senators, they did actually go live. And looks like they will be going live every week as well. So what I'd really urge you guys to do is go ahead and listen to it, and then go ahead and make up your own mind, guys. Because look, mainstream media is heavily involved in this. Things such as Politico, which is an extreme left-leaning organization, they allegedly received $8 million for the subscriptions. This is a massive red flag, isn't it? So things are definitely not looking good for the Democratic Party. And the DOGE audit of USAID, guys, has actually revealed several areas of concern. And regarding misallocation of funds, guys, the investigation suggests that the USAID has been channeling funds to media organizations, and this was to disseminate propaganda, raising questions about the agency's financial oversight. And this, to be honest, is a massive red flag, and there are quite a lot of controversial research funding, and it is actually alleged by the DOGE department that USAID financed bioweapon research as well. This includes projects such as COVID-19, which has been linked to global health crisis. Now look, guys, Joe Biden was definitely aware about this, and that is precisely the reason he gave pardon to Dr. Fauci and quite a lot of other notorious people. Now look, guys, the DOGE department is just at an initial stage, and there is a lot of resistance to oversight, and senior USAID officials have reportedly obstructed DOGE audit efforts, leading to administrative actions against them. Now look, guys, this audit report is ongoing, and they have found out a lot of the funds were actually giving to a lot of mainstream media. And it's needless to say, guys, it is only because of that mainstream media talking negative things regarding President Trump, as well as other Republicans, isn't it? But look, guys, I don't want to get into details of this, because I want to go ahead and discuss what kind of an impact will have on the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. And according to me, guys, the revelations from DOGE audit and the subsequent administrative actions will be influencing the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies in a plethora of ways. And when you talk about market volatility, guys, I very strongly feel the exposure of significant government inefficiencies and potential corruption could actually lead to increased market uncertainty, and investors, guys, could potentially turn to Bitcoin and other cryptocurrency assets. And this is during periods of uncertainty, isn't it? And here's the thing regarding cryptocurrencies and blockchain technology. All the transactions are completely open source, isn't it? Now, could it be possible, guys, at a macro level? It could actually increase interest in decentralization or distributed way of working. I'm definitely hoping for this. Because look, the perceived misuse of funds by centralized institutes like USAID have actually bolstered the appeal of decentralized financial systems, and cryptocurrencies, guys, they do operate without centralized control. And I'm pretty much sure, guys, over the next coming days, weeks and months, a lot of people will be having faith in cryptocurrencies, and Bitcoin essentially is the king of all kings, isn't it? And Elon Musk did actually reply to one of the posts, as someone did actually ask could all the transactions be put on blockchain technology, and his answer to that is yes. And since the last 48 hours, guys, even the CEO of Coinbase, that is Brian Armstrong, he's saying that blockchain technology potentially could be the answer. Now the big question, guys, is, because of so much of drama going on regarding USAID, could we be heading towards deregulation? And this is exactly what Vivek Ramaswamy and Elon Musk were talking about in the X Spaces, and they were talking about that one of the biggest drawbacks with the left-leaning administration is having a lot of regulations, one after the other. And President Donald Trump, guys, he definitely wants to deregulate quite a lot of things, isn't it? And when you talk about Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, guys, we know what the SEC under Gary Gensler's leadership was doing. So I'm really curious to check, guys, what is going to be the outcome of this. Now, when you talk about the short-term impact, guys, I definitely do envision that the price of Bitcoin will actually fluctuate a lot and there will be a lot of volatility. And this is because there's a lot of fear and uncertainty because of the USAID spending. And as I mentioned before, guys, Mike Pence was actually interviewed by Tucker Carlson, and what he actually said was absolutely scary because President Donald Trump, guys, he asked DOGE department to go ahead and investigate all the federal department, and for some odd reason, guys, USAID was not even in the top 10, but a lot of the Democrats and the left-leaning lunatics, they wanted to go ahead and stop the USAID first, and that raised a red alarm, guys. And because that raised a red alarm, they went ahead and did the audit for USAID first, and over the next coming days and weeks, guys, there will be audits on Pentagon, there will be audits of the federal department, there will be audits at the Federal Bureau of Investigation, there will be audits at Food and Drug Administration, and hopefully, guys, Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is confirmed as well. So look, guys, we will find out all the notorious things done by left-leaning administration. But look, guys, if you're looking at mainstream media, they will go ahead and put out a completely different narrative regarding Elon Musk and his team, because they don't want average people to find out what are the notorious things that is done by the Democratic Party, isn't it? And because of that, guys, I'd really urge you guys to go ahead and do your own research. And I'm sure, guys, there is only one person who can go ahead and fix this, and that is President Donald Trump. So the next 3 months, guys, is definitely not looking good for the Democrats. And under President Donald Trump's leadership, guys, I'm definitely hoping that he's going to drain the swamp. Because look, whatever the United States of America does, guys, I'm pretty much sure it's going to have a ripple effect on other countries. So definitely interesting times ahead in the world of geopolitics. Now, guys, let me go ahead and share my thoughts and opinion regarding Bitcoin Reserve. Now, look, guys, President Donald Trump at the Bitcoin Nashville event did clearly state that the existing Bitcoin held by the US government will not be sold. Nothing beyond that. He did not make any promise to go ahead and buy Bitcoin and put it as a reserve. Now, unfortunately, guys, via LinkedIn, I'm seeing quite a lot of posts stating that President Donald Trump will be buying Bitcoin. Now, there's a possibility that thing could happen, but at this point of time, guys, I haven't heard President Donald Trump say this, and just few hours ago, guys, I did actually see a post via Bitcoin magazine where David Bailey apparently met President Donald Trump, and the post actually states there is a possibility of a Bitcoin reserve. Now, knowing President Donald Trump, guys, if there was a possibility of Bitcoin reserve, he would have openly said it. So at this point of time, guys, I am highly skeptical regarding the Bitcoin reserve. But that thing being said, guys, there is a very high possibility for a Bitcoin reserve to take place as well. Because in the US right now, there are 15 US states, and it is no surprise all of them are Republican states. And these states, guys, are advancing legislation to create Bitcoin Strategic Reserve, and they are reflecting a growing interest in cryptocurrencies as a financial asset. And out of the 15 states, guys, there is a very high possibility for the state of Arizona and Utah to go ahead and get the bill signed into law. So what I'd really recommend you to do is, guys, if you want to be a step ahead regarding the Bitcoin Reserve, rather than looking at mainstream media, try to follow and understand what is the state of Arizona and Utah doing, because they are definitely leading the pack right now, isn't it? Now, so far the other states are concerned, guys, the other states that do want to go ahead and make a Bitcoin Reserve include Alabama, Arizona, Florida, Kentucky, Massachusetts, Montana, New Hampshire, North Dakota, Ohio, Oklahoma, Pennsylvania, South Dakota, Texas, Utah, and Wyoming, and all of these are Republican states, isn't it? So it's going to be really interesting to see what is the outcome to the state of Arizona and Utah, and I'm pretty much sure it's going to have a ripple effect on other countries as well. But look, guys, while the government would have the ability to purchase Bitcoin and retain it as a reserve, I do feel that the timeline is a little bit exaggerated, and I'm pretty much sure, guys, the left-leaning administration will definitely be opposing this. Now, along with this, guys, there is also a website by Bitbo, and what they're actually tracking is the Bitcoin holding of countries and governments. So what I'd really recommend you to do is go to treasuries.bitbo.io, and the link to that is in the show notes below, and it does actually state the different countries holding Bitcoin, but this particular website, guys, is only updated till the 30th of December, and US and China are leading the packs as far as accumulation of Bitcoin is concerned. Now, guys, let's go ahead and discuss some news in the world of privacy. And in 2022, guys, under the Biden administration, they did actually go ahead and sanction a protocol, and Tornado Cash developer, that is Alexei Berto and other people, they did actually face prison time. So essentially, guys, what the Biden administration did, they went ahead and sanctioned a protocol. Absolutely crazy and bizarre, isn't it? And the classic example I tend to give my clients is, Let's say if a person uses a car to go into a robbery, what the Biden administration did, they went ahead and put a sanction on the car, essentially telling people that you can't go out and use the car. That is the best analogy I can think of. But there is a positive development to this, guys. And Tornado Cash developer Alexei Pertsov was released from prison on 7th of this month, that is Friday, ending his pre-trial detention ahead of his attempt to appeal his conviction last year. And this was because of money laundering charges. So in the show notes below, guys, you can find his Twitter or X account. And Alexei Pertsov, along with other developers, have been in detention since 2022. And so far as Alexei Pertsov was concerned, guys, he was actually sentenced to 64 months in prison by a Dutch court in May 2024. And this was for his role in developing Tornado Cash, which is essentially a service used to mix Ethereum transactions. Now here's the interesting thing to note, guys. His release comes after a US appeals court ruled that sanctions against Tornado Cash were unlawful, and this fueled his legal team's efforts to secure bail. And if I'm not mistaken, guys, it was the court in the state of Texas that did actually rule that sanctions against Tornado Cash were unlawful. And Texas, guys, is a Republican state, isn't it? And I've been saying this for almost 5 years now, guys. When you talk about Bitcoin cryptocurrencies, or even freedom of speech for that matter, right-wing ideologies and Republicans, they're definitely fans of Bitcoin cryptocurrencies and freedom of speech. Left-leaning ideologies and lunatics and Democrats, guys, they are definitely not fans of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. They definitely want to go out and censor speech, and they definitely want more control, and that is what we are seeing with USAID as well, isn't it? Now with President Trump being in charge in Department of Government Efficiency, guys, I really am curious to check if they are able to drain the swamp, and I'm definitely hoping for that. So the next 3 months, guys, are definitely going to be really crucial, not just for the United States of America, but also for the entire world, in my honest opinion. Now, guys, let's go and discuss some news in the world of NFTs. And Sony's blockchain platform, that is Sonium, guys, they have launched the first music NFT collection, and this will be featuring unreleased tracks from Tokyo-based producer Enya Yoshi. And this is done in collaboration with Web3 label Co-op Records. And the collection, guys, is hosted on Sonium's NFT marketplace, that is called as Sonova, and it is priced at 0.00077 Ethereum, which I believe is only $2.11. And this particular music NFT will be available until the end of February. Now look, guys, when Ethereum did actually launch, one of the biggest use cases was to go ahead and put music on blockchain technology. Now, guys, when Ethereum was actually launched, there was a lot of talk about music to be put on blockchain technology, and I very specifically remember, guys, Imogen Heap, who's a critically acclaimed Grammy and Nobel Award winner. She was one of the speakers at the Future Blockchain Summit, and in that summit, guys, she did actually have a performance as well of a song, and she was talking about the benefits of using music in the blockchain technology world. And the project that she was working back then was Mycelia. Now, I really am not sure what the update to that is, but let me do one thing, guys. Let me go ahead and quickly check the website. Now, the website, guys, is myceliaformusic.org, and essentially, guys, they want to connect dots for music makers. So what I'd really recommend you to do is, guys, go to this website called myceliaformusic.org, and it was founded by Imogen Heap, and it is essentially a research and development hub for music makers, and it is a project driven by a growing community of creatives, technologists, and industry champions for the love of music. But truth be told, guys, it has almost been 8 years, and I haven't seen any use cases of music to be put on blockchain technology. Now, could it be possible that Sony's blockchain platform Sonium could be a deal breaker? Only time will tell, I guess. Now, in the show notes below, guys, you can get full details regarding this particular project. Now, the thing regarding such particular projects, guys, it revolves around the hype regarding this, isn't it? Now, so far as K-pop is concerned, guys, BTS, one of the biggest bands of all time, they had a massive break, but imagine if Sony goes ahead and signs them. I'm pretty much sure music NFTs will be the next hype in the music industry as well as the cryptocurrency space. Now, guys, let's go to discuss some news in the world of Christie's. And Christie's will be hosting its first year exclusion auction. And here's the thing, guys, it is titled as Augmented Intelligence, and this particular auction will be taking place on the 20th of February till the 5th of March, and it will be featuring over 20 works by digital artists like Graphic Anadol, Claire Silver, Pinar Van Armon, and notable pieces include Van Armon's AR-painted canvases, and they are expected to sell for up to $250,000. And there's also real-time artwork by Alexander Rabin, where a robot keeps on painting as the bid rises. Now look, guys, this definitely marks a significant step in the world of art, isn't it? And regarding the Beeple artwork that got sold for $69 million, That was also because of Christie's auction that did actually take place in 2021. And the whole LinkedIn world after that became experts in NFTs. So it's going to be really interesting to see, guys, what the future of AI art or augmented intelligence is. Definitely interesting news, isn't it? So these were the newscasts on the Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, blockchain, and artificial intelligence world. Now let's look at 2 news from Dubai, UAE, and the Middle East. And the first one, guys, is regarding Russell K. DAO, that is Digital Asset Oasis, and they are launching a $2 million Build Oasis, which is an accelerator program to advance Web3 innovation. So let me go ahead and give out more information regarding this, because this particular program targets blockchain, artificial intelligence, and gaming startups, and selected startups can receive $100,000 in funding from HTC Network, along with strategic mentorship as well. And their aim, guys, is to attract 150 applications from startups worldwide, and they will be given fast-tracking licensing as well, and they will provide seamless business incorporation and reduce setup cost within the DAO free zone establishment. And this particular application, guys, is open until the end of February 2025, and they will be having demo days, and shortlisted startups will pitch in Dubai and Russell Cayman, and the winners will present before Token 2049 in April for investor exposure. Now look, guys, news such as this will definitely increase networking and visibility, isn't it? And startups will be able to gain access to global investors, industry leaders, and stakeholders. And Russell Cayman's mission aims to make Russell Cayman a global hub for Web3 and digital innovation. And so far as HTC Network collaboration is concerned, guys, the HTC Network coordinates, emphasizing real-world blockchain adoption in trade finance and tokenization, and they will also offer expert mentorship, where startups will receive hand-on support from industry experts and ecosystem partners. And regarding regulatory clarity, participants get guidance on business setups, compliance, and market strategies, and this accelerator fosters decentralized technology advancements in the MENA region and beyond. Now regarding Russell Cayman DAO Free Zone, guys, it is the only common law-based free zone dedicated to digital assets. Now if you do need more information regarding this, the website is ragdao.com/accelerator. Definitely interesting news. Now guys, let's go ahead and discuss another interesting news, and this is all the way from the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia and Saudi Data for Artificial Intelligence, guys. They are introducing AI concepts to 40 teams in Apple Developer Academy Challenge. So let me go ahead and give out more information regarding this. Because the Saudi Data for Artificial Intelligence Authority, also called as SDAIA, they conducted AI training for 40 teams in the Apple Developers Academy, and this particular challenge, guys, was called as Make It Intelligence, and more than 150 developers and innovators attended the session, and they covered the development of artificial intelligence from its origin to modern advancement, and there was a lot of focus on computer vision, natural language processing, and generative AI. And they also introduced key concepts and prompt design for AI-driven applications, and they discussed AI agent development and the latest breakthroughs in AI technology. And they also provided participants with key tools and knowledge to integrate AI into their projects. And so far as AI ethics and responsibility is concerned, they emphasize the ethical consideration of AI implementation, and they showcase AI's role in common services, healthcare, education, and industry. And regarding the economic and business impact, guys, they highlighted AI's ability to enhance efficiency and drive economic growth, and they explored how AI can optimize market strategies and consumer engagement, and they also demonstrated AI's potential to improve sustainability and streamline logistics. And they also had advanced AI tools, and they introduced modern AI-powered solutions for various industries. And so far as Vision 2030 is concerned, guys, it does reinforce AI's role in achieving Saudi Arabia's Vision 2030 goal, isn't it? And so far as the national talent development is concerned, it is aimed to foster expertise among Saudi developers and innovators, and this particular event, guys, showcase how AI enhances automation, decision-making, and scalability. And regarding the SDAI commitment, guys, Saudi Data for Artificial Intelligence Authority's AI commitment definitely reflects Saudi Arabia's dedication to becoming a global AI leader, and this particular news is part of Saudi Data for Artificial Intelligence Authority's broad strategy to advance the adoption across sectors. Definitely interesting news. So these were the newscasts on the Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, blockchain, and artificial intelligence world from Blockchain DXB. Now for the next few minutes is going to be an Ask Me Anything series, where your listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and Metaverse. So let's kick start with the Ask Me Anything series. Hey everyone, it's George from Blockchain DXB, listening to the Ask Me Anything series, where your listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and Metaverse. I have a question by Rennie who asks, will government-backed Bitcoin reserve drive mainstream adoption or centralized control? This, to be honest, Rennie, is such a brilliant question. Now, the answer to both of them is 100% yes, because look, once an announcement is made, let's say by United States of America, or even Switzerland or Czech Republic, I'm pretty much sure only because of the announcement, the prices of Bitcoin will definitely be bumping up, and that will definitely drive a lot of mainstream adoption. Now, regarding your second point of your question, that is centralized control, I 100% feel that once the state gets into Bitcoin reserve, it will definitely lead to a lot of centralized control. And Arthur Hayes, who's a billionaire in the Bitcoin space, he did actually mention something similar in a blog, where he's actually talking about why a Bitcoin strategic reserve or a Bitcoin reserve will not be good for the Bitcoin ecosystem, and he's actually talking about exactly the same question that you asked, Renee. He's talking about how governments can have more control over Bitcoin, and at any given point of time, they may actually go ahead and decide to go ahead and dump a lot of the Bitcoin as well. And even if you look at some of the Bitcoin strategic reserve done by certain states, they often have a time period of, let's say, 5 years. So essentially what some of the Bitcoin reserve in some of the states are stating, that whatever Bitcoin a particular state has, they will not be selling it for the next 5 years, but what happens after 5 years? Let's say the political party changes, and Democrats, as we know, are definitely not fans of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. They may go ahead and decide to dump a lot of the Bitcoin, and this is something that did actually take place in Germany, isn't it? Where the German government decided to go ahead and dump a lot of the Bitcoin, and because of that, the prices were actually going down. So to answer your question, will government-backed Bitcoin reserve drive mainstream adoption? The answer to that is 100% yes. And once a country starts having Bitcoin reserve, it kind of gives some legitimacy to Bitcoin, isn't it? And I'm pretty much sure a lot of retail investors, they will try to do something similar. And who's to say a lot of companies will be doing that as well? But at the same time, it also means it would actually lead to a lot of centralized control as well. So definitely interesting question. And that's about all, guys, from the Ask Me Anything series on Blockchain DXB. In case if you like listening to this podcast, please click on the follow button, give it a 5-star rating, and share the word across. Remember, Monday to Thursdays, 8 a.m. to 8:30 a.m., we have the Blockchain DXB podcast, where we cover top news and information pertaining to the price of cryptocurrencies, some major breaking news, occasionally short and sweet news as well, news that has an impact in the cryptocurrency world. The other two news and information is related to Dubai, UAE, and the Middle East, from the cryptocurrency, blockchain, and now artificial intelligence world as well. And what you're listening to right now is the Ask Me Anything series, where your listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and Metaverse. So thanks so much for listening, guys, and have a nice one. Bye-bye.